And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, a real estate and finance expert, and goes to bat for you every day as your consumer advocate. Your host, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around health and wellness and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, where our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, and most importantly, we want to engage you in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now, how can we engage you? You have to engage us through multiple ways. ConsumerQB.com. You can submit the form. There's an email form that comes through. ConsumerQB.com. You can also call us up. Text us at our consumer advocate hotline. It's 813-917-1894.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-917-1894. Don't forget our number. Bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors there at consumerqb.com. We don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We want to help you win and make you more street smart out there, help you understand more about your recreation, nutrition, lifestyle. And this segment is brought to you by Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora, our official hotel partner in beautiful St. Pete Beach. It's the first new hotel built in St. Pete Beach in decades, and its Spanish ancestry meets cool Mediterranean attitude, whitewashed Mediterranean palace, expansive luxury suites with balconies overlooking the Intercoastal Waterway. Rooftop yoga and also on-site restaurant, the Castile Restaurant. You can go and have breakfast, lunch, or dinner there as well, and you don't have to stay to have a meal at the restaurant. And also let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and you're going to get a 10 to 15 or 20% discount off of your room stay at our official hotel partner, the Hotel Zamora, on beautiful St. Pete Beach in sunny Tampa Bay.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
All right, let's go around the horn now, make our introductions. In studio today is Jayne Hyduk, massage therapist. Welcome in, Jayne.
Thank you.
All right, tell us a little bit about massage. What are you seeing out there? The massage space. Helping people understand more about the massage space.
Well, talking about winning, you can win your life back by taking care of your body. One of the most important things, you can replace a car, you can replace anything materialistic, but you only have one body.
That's right, absolutely. Jayne Hyduk, massage therapist in the house. Steve Pohlit, independent Beamer distributor. Welcome back in, Steve.
Hey, Brandon, glad to be here as always, and we're going to have some exciting information today. I'm going to remind people of something we talked about very early on last year, which is the credibility of the Beamer, and we're talking about BEMER, not the car.
Right.
It's a FDA medical device, and very happy to announce that that's now approved for Class 2, which is really big for the medical profession. And I'm going to explain why we're advancing with such credibility around the world and why it's being so successful. And finally, everybody's going to want to make sure that they tune into the lightning round because I've got some great incentives for you. And very happy to share with that.
Nice. Love it. Love it. Thanks for coming back in, Steve. All right. Dr. Jenny Wilkins, also in the house, owner of AgeVital Pharmacy Research and Wellness. Welcome back in.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again. Glad to be here.
Yeah, my pleasure. Absolutely. What are we going to talk about today?
Let's talk about testosterone. Let's talk about the myths and the facts about testosterone therapy, because there's a lot of guys out there and they're like, oh, my doctor's telling me no testosterone, and other doctors are telling me yes. So what do they do? And then let's also talk about growth hormone. Human growth hormone is big, since this is the Consumer Quarterback Show, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We definitely want to help you win no matter what you're facing out there. This show is real heavy on health and your body. We're also going to talk about the 10 things that you can do to improve your mental health, and which is definitely going to lead the body in the right direction. So, and when we talk about that, we talk about the reticular activation system in your brain, the subconscious mind, how you can lead your mind and over your body, So we're going to talk about that as well. And as the owner of Platinum MVP Realty, I got a couple of hot listings I want to let you know about. This one just hit the market. This is 900 Raphael Boulevard in Northeast in St. Petersburg. This is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath property, $450,000. Just hit the market. Compliments of Mary Cuffle with Platinum MVP Realty, 900 Raphael Boulevard Northeast in St. Petersburg. $450,000 just hit the market, and it's a beautiful house in a fantastic location, as well as I've got a listing here at 2606 North Valrico Road in Seffner. This is 74 acres, prime development opportunity at $1.79 million out in East Hillsborough County, 2606 North Valrico Road in Seffner. And let's go back. Let's jump right into this great content. Jayne Hyduk, massage therapist here in Tampa Bay. So I like how you came out with that. You know, you're talking about leading the body. You're talking about, we only have this one vehicle to get us through this life, and it's your body. So, yeah, when you think about massage, what are you seeing out there in terms of some of the patients, maybe some of your success stories that you've had with massage therapy?
I mean, massage is absolutely wonderful. I remember back in school, we were talking about like Frimmer's deep tissue therapy, and they were able to reverse paralysis of the lower extremities. And when you're able to see something so amazing like that, and you cut your finger and you push that skin back together, you hold that for a little bit, that skin mends right back together. So when you see amazing things like that, it's endless.
Wow, that's super great. I know there's like big, huge organizations out there. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yeah, the Massage Envy. Now, you said a concept. You're a concierge masseuse, right?
Yes.
So what does that mean?
I'm here anytime.
Yeah, anytime. So you go to people's houses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really great. Cause
home office, business, whatever.
Yeah, because, I mean, you have big, huge organizations that don't do that. And there's some people that can't leave their houses. I know as a healthcare provider, there's doctors that could refer you. You should be going to doctor's offices and getting their referrals, because so many elderly that just can't leave their house because they have fibromyalgia, they have MS, they have Parkinson's, they can't move. And what they really need is a good rub me down.
Yeah, absolutely. So you in school you study where it actually reversed paralysis or the extremities?
We studied about Frimmer's deep tissue therapy, and that's what they talked about.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. When you think about massage and this world we live in as well, and Dr. Jenny's going to touch on some of the, the things happening in that space where it gets political, but, it really is. It's interesting. If you take care of your body, you're going to be able to live a more successful life. You're going to attract prosperity. And a lot of it does begin in the mind. And then when you think about, the stress levels that people experience, and Steve does a great job of highlighting that with, we have the electromagnetic stress now with all the different devices around us and things of that nature. But, it's great. I look forward to my weekly massage, and it's a part of my regimen. I need it. As a football player, I played many years through Pop Warner football, high school, and in college, USF, and beyond. The body, you have to take care of the body. It's so important.
And everybody can benefit from a massage. I don't think there's one person, like touching is good,
Sure.
I mean, I remember another thing, like if a baby was never touched, it could actually die.
Yep, that's 100%
That's
true.
how powerful it is.
I do remember that study from where. I mean, that's weird that they would even try that, though. When you think about the root of that study, like why would they try that? But it was an actual study that was done, right? Because I read that somewhere, right? If a baby, I'm not sure how it came about.
Yeah, I don't really remember how it came about. I just remember hearing it, and how powerful that hit me.
Right. From a massage standpoint. Steve, let's get you to weigh in on this thing, man. When you're seeing, what are you seeing out there in this space? Just general comments.
Well, first of all, the massage therapists love the Beamer.
Yeah.
For several reasons.
Yeah.
One is that it helps them personally, because when a massage therapist works on a client, it takes a toll on their own body.
Mm-hmm.
So the Beamer helps restore the body of the professional.
Right.
The second thing that happens is when a client of a massage therapist is being treated, the Beamer helps make their muscles and skin more pliable. So they actually it becomes easier for them to work on the client. So that's what we're seeing with in the massage space. Massage therapists, acupuncturists, chiropractors, they love this. And then we'll get into some of the other specialties, which is growing by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, it's an overall comprehensive approach. When you think about your body, you think about the lifestyle that we live. We're strained in different ways. We're not doing as much physical labor for most of us, than in the past or some of our ancestors and folks in our family tree, if you look down the line. But we're stressed in other ways, and that's where it's important to have a comprehensive approach. You think about massage, you think about acupuncture, you think about the Beamer products or even cannabis type products as well. And you look overall, and then it goes back to as well to the mental health. How are you focused on mentally. And a lot of times I think as well with children, especially today, it's a pacification thing, is saying, here, give the kid an iPad. Let's let him punch on that thing for a while so we can have dinner. So we can eat dinner. So you think about all these houses, and then
I have
think
4
about,
of them.
Yeah, and you think about the long-term studies or lack thereof, right? So there's not any long-term studies on, the effects of this in terms of how long-term it can be. Steve might have some data on that. But, we got a great show here talking about how you can live a better life, talking about ways that you can be more healthy and utilize some of the different services here on the Quarterback Show, what we call that hub of your financial, your business, your health wheel with the Consumer Quarterback Show. And 813-917-1894. Give us a call. Shoot us a text. We'd love to hear from you and find out what your thoughts are. And also, coming up, we're going to talk about the 10 things you can do to improve your mental health and more about how you can take care of your body, our number one vehicle through this beautiful walk of life. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
Don't forget, Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Visit realestateradiotampa.com or text the word VALUE to their consumer advocacy hotline at 813-917-1894. Call Brandon today, 813-917-1894.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty. This segment is brought to you by Hula Bay. It's our official restaurant partner. Big shout out to Todd and his team over there at Hula Bay, our official restaurant partner. We love going and enjoy beautiful meals, waterfront ambiance, excellent food, and friendly staff over at Hula Bay, 5710 Tyson Avenue in beautiful South Tampa here. Hula Bay, let them know the real estate quarterback sent you for a free water with lemon. They're going to hook you up every time. And so we have a lot of fun having some fun with you here on the Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. We're making you just a bit more street smart, understanding things that you're not going to find out there in the mainstream media, going against that nonsense out there, giving you that helicopter view of the market. In studio, we got Jayne Hyduk. She's a massage therapist. Steve Pohlit. He's an independent Beamer distributor, as well as Dr. Jenny Wilkins, and she's the owner of AgeVital Pharmacy Research and Wellness. And let's go ahead and jump into it. Dr. Jenny, I wanted to ask you a question. I know sometimes you get different questions on different appearances that you're on radio and TV. One of the questions that popped up from one of our callers, it says, can testosterone cause cancer?
Can testosterone cause cancer?
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of misconceptions. Now, first I'd like to start with synthetic hormones cause cancer because they're genetically modified. So you have big pharma that goes out and they take something that's naturally occurring and then they genetically modify it so they can get a patent on. So the only way they can get patents is by genetically altering the molecular structure of whatever they're promoting.
Okay.
And they do it all the time with vitamins, and then they do it with hormones. For example, a lot of women out there that are taking Armour thyroid. Men are taking Armour thyroid. And when they come to me to fill a prescription, I'm like, are you a pig? And they look at me and they're like, what are you talking about? This is pig hormone. Why are you taking a hormone that belongs to a pig? That's disgusting.
I am serious.
And then they wonder why there's cancers. You know, if you see the commercials with all the side effects, you have, somebody frolicking in the meadow looking happy, and then they say side effects include, abnormal, anal seepage, abnormal bleeding, blood clots, aneurysms, cancers, death. You're like, why on earth would anybody want to take something that has a longer list of side effects than they do benefits?
Yeah.
So then I convert people to, there are real chemicals that we can test for that actually heal your body and tell your body to be younger, that actually enhance red blood cells and actually enhance white blood cells. So hormones are like that. So going back to the testosterone, the genetically modified testosterone, they actually pull it from a bull's testes. And so I ask my men, are you bulls? Are you a bull? So why are you taking bull, testosterone? Yeah, of course you're going to get cancer if you're taking it. Yeah. But bioidentical testosterone is actually cancer protective. It actually enhances the mind because we're talking about all the mental. It's huge for guys that feel worn down, that feel tired, feel fatigued. They're losing their muscle. They're losing their hair. You give a guy, a shot of testosterone for, 10 weeks, 20 weeks. They start reversing in age. They build their muscle mass, their libido increases, their mental cognitive function increases. They remember things. They become they have a sense, what I hear from them is like, wow, I feel like I'm actually living now as opposed to just existing.
Yeah, it's interesting. Now, so the product that you offer is a naturally occurring?
Yep, bioidentical hormones are actually made from yams. So yams, that's like a sweet potato.
Really?
Yeah, so all of the hormones, we derive from the yam. So that goes back to let your food be thy medicine and your medicine be thy food. Hippocrates said that. So there's so much truth to that because food was designed to feed our bodies and to regulate cellular, neurological function, intestinal, everything.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. The health and healing, and you think about the healing ability. You think about the East-West versus, the medicine versus East versus West, and then you get into the politics of the whole thing. We talked about that on yesterday's show, how, you have the left and the right. You got 300 million people. Oh, well, pick which side you're on. Are you on this side or that side? That's our system.
Yeah.
I know you've done a lot of radio and TV, and what are some of the other questions that you've gotten asked? I know you've got some funny questions over the years.
Well, the women, a lot of women say, well, can I take testosterone? And a lot of them, anytime I do a testosterone seminar, they want to come just because they're like, well, if I take testosterone injections, won't I grow a penis?
You can't handle the truth.
And I'm like, no, you won't grow, anything in between your legs. But if you overdose on it, it can, swell and get enlarged a little bit, more. So, and yeah, I know everyone's turning red in here. Woo! Get Dr. Jenny in the house.
Yeah. Fun.
But yeah, testosterone for women, everyone, because I have 4 children. I have a 2-year-old, and all of my clients, I think they come to me because I'm a product of what I preach.
Right.
I do everything that I tell everybody else to do. So I take testosterone therapy at least, 3 injections out of the year, so half an ml a year. And it just trims you down.
Yeah.
I always go, like fit is the new skinny. Testosterone is what gets women to have that lean muscle mass and get rid of that pooch.
Yeah.
And testosterone, every time I, pop out a kid, my testosterone levels are in a toilet, and you can actually test for it, because I would never give anybody a hormone or recommend a hormone unless they actually tested deficient in it. Because that's
that
what.
a medical term, pop out a kid?
Yeah, pop out a kid.
Okay.
4 of them. No epidurals, no, anything. No, it's just completely 100% natural.
Very cool.
So, yeah, but testosterone for women, it's just as beneficial as it is in men.
Yeah, and this is something that you're practicing every day. You've been doing it for years. You're actually going to be testifying, in front of Congress in a few weeks.
Yeah, May 16th and 17th, I go before House and Senate to talk about medical marijuana. So on a national scale, because there's a lot of changes that need to happen, and I'm kind of trying to revive the healthcare community.
Yeah.
Where, they're so scared. They all believe in it. I don't know one doctor that's not, for medical marijuana, because they're all scientists and they see the facts, they see the studies, and it's all there. So, but they're all scared because federally it's illegal, and then no one knows where it's going. And it's just kind of like the wild, wild west right now. All over the country, it's the wild, wild west. I think it's kind of like the pain, industry at one time with the pain clinics that opened up, and everyone was just opening them up and just seeing patients and not really,
prescribing as fast as they can. I've seen it on American Greed, I think it was. One of those CNBC shows.
It's sad that there's people out there trying to, take advantage of the system, because I know so many people that need it. People with debilitating diseases, MS, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, HIV,
seizures.
And seizures, epilepsy. I told you the amount of children I have just on the in the Sarasota area, 300 kids under 13 that I have on the CBD. That were on anti-epileptic, medications, anti-seizure meds, and those were causing so many more side effects, actually helping them to degenerate further. And then once they start in the CBD, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel better. They're more cognitive, and then their seizures are rare. I had a mom tell me the other day, her child used to have about 34 seizures a day, and it's down to 1 seizure a day. That's huge.
That is huge. That's
so
that's
imagine
getting
if
your
she's
life
on
back.
it for like an entire month, and she just started going, what the heck,
That's
this
getting
is
your
just,
life back.
it's
it
a
really
molecule. It's essential, just like massage therapy is essential. It's just something CBD, everybody needs it. Everybody's deficient in it.
We got cannabinoid receptors in our bodies, right?
Yeah, you are such a good student.
Yeah.
You remember everything I tell you.
Yeah. Now, if you're a listener out there, maybe you're driving around, maybe you're listening to us on the iHeartRadio app, or maybe even watching our TV show on WeBeam TV. What I'd like you to do is just take action here. We've all heard this story. We've had the conversation similar, something of this nature. Take action. Pull out your smartphone. Give us a call. Just text into our line at Text Cannabis, or however you want to do that. If you want to get more information from Dr. Jayne Wilkins, she's the owner of AgeVital Pharmacy Research and Wellness. Give us a call. Text us at 813-917-1894, and just ask for more information. We'll make an introduction, and this way you can get those questions answered. Understand the real facts, and it's not what these politicians who have a less than 12% approval rating are telling you. It's not what the FDA is wanting to approve, and those types of systems. It's a way that you can engage us here locally. We want to be different. We want to help you win in any marketplace. Again, so 813-917-1894. If you're not a texter, you can call, leave a voicemail. My promise is to get back to you before my head hits the pillow. And also submit the form at consumerqb.com. It's consumerqb.com. There's an email form. Just submit that. It comes directly to me, just like an email. So what else are you seeing out there, Dr. Jayne?
What else? Growth hormone. I have a lot of athletes, asking me about growth hormone, and I'm trying to get everybody off of the synthetic growth hormone. So my whole business is getting everybody off of the big pharma and then onto the naturally occurring chemicals that you could actually test for that belong in our bodies that help keep you young. So growth hormone, I get questions on, can diabetics, take growth hormone, for example, or will growth hormone cause cancer as well? Because there's a lot of, doctors out there that say, growth hormone causes cancer. Again, it's the synthetic growth hormone that causes the cancer, not the one.
One of the questions I see as far as testosterone or growth is that, once you start taking it, are you pretty much, you have to take it the rest of your life? Will your body stop producing? Or you're saying you need to cycle on and off, is what you're saying?
Yeah, cycle on and off. And growth hormone is the hormone that's very prominent in the teenagers. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if, there's a lot of listeners out there that have teenagers, but they heal really fast. They injure themselves, and then the next day their injury is 100% healed if they have a cut. So that's growth hormone. Growth hormone helps you to produce the white blood cells, so mega white blood cells, and then those white blood cells go specifically for healing your immune system. So anything that's helping you produce and enhance your immune system is not going to cause cancer. It's actually going to be the opposite. It's actually going to go and attack the cancer, because what the body needs for prevention is the tools in order to fight off diseases, in order to fight off bacterial infections, virus infections, because you got to think of your body like a car. The stronger your car, it's proactive living.
10 things you can do to improve your mental health. More from our expert contributors. We've got also more from Dr. Jayne, Steve Pohlit, independent Beamer distributor, and Jayne Hyduk, massage therapist here in Tampa Bay. So you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show right here on iHeartRadio. And please check out realestateradiotampa.com to buy or sell real estate and see all of his expert contributors. Thank you.
Don't forget, Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Visit realestateradiotampa.com or text the word VALUE to their consumer advocacy hotline at 813-917-1894. Call Brandon today, 813-917-1894.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay. Giving a big shout out to Felicia Lacaille. We're on the show here talking a lot about health and nutrition. She's the owner of Healthy Gourmet, organic veggies, natural proteins delivered fresh 3 times per week. Big shout out to Felicia. She's the founder of Healthy Gourmet meal plans starting at only $90 per week. And it's an awesome partner of the Quarterback Show here, servicing the entire Tampa Bay area. Healthy Gourmet, organic veggies, natural proteins delivered Monday, Wednesday, Friday to your home or office, helping you live this natural lifestyle that we're talking about on today's show. Real heavy on health and nutrition today on the Consumer Quarterback Show. A couple of quick listings I want to let you know about. 7814 Sims Road in Gibsonton. This property is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath property, $440,000, just reduced. A great buying opportunity. Now, what you have on the left side of this parcel, it's over 4.5 acres. You've got a commercial asset that's generating $2,000 of income. And then on the right-hand side of the property, you also have a residence there. It's over 3,400 square feet. It's 6,900 square feet total. You got a pool, screened-in lanai. Awesome opportunity at 7814 Sims Road in Gibsonton. Reach out for more information, as well as a waterfront beauty here, 15102 Lake Magdalene Boulevard in Tampa. 5-bedroom, 3-bath property, and just reduced down to $520,000. Here is a beautiful property on Lake Magdalene and beautiful Carewood here in sunny Tampa Bay.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, we're back here in studio, live from iHeartRadio. In studio, we've got Jayne Hyduk. She's a massage therapist. Steve Pohlit, he's an independent Beamer distributor. And also Dr. Jenny Wilkins, and she's the owner of AgeVital Pharmacy, Research, and Wellness. Let's go ahead and talk to Steve now for a little bit. Let's go ahead and just give an overview, Steve, of what this Beamer product is. I think you got a picture there. Hold it up to our cameras. That'd be great. And give the overview, buddy.
Brandon, as always, before we get into the detail, I have to just tell everybody, Beamer makes no claims, no medical claims. And we encourage everyone to coordinate with their medical physician. So the Beamer is not the car. Maybe you can see it right there. And the mom is laying on the Beamer. The Beamer is on top of the lounger. Yep. And the daughter is touching the B-box, what we call it, which is a specialized computer. And that computer delivers a highly sophisticated signal through the mat, through the entire body. And what does it do? It increases the circulation of the blood in the body. So most people think about the macular circulation system, which is the heart, veins, and arteries, and that's good. The Beamer influences that to a very significant extent. The rest of the body circulation system, which is actually about 74% of our total circulation system, is our capillary system or microvessel system. And there's nothing that we're aware of in the world other than the Beamer that has a significant positive influence on the blood circulation through the capillary system. So Dr. Jenny was talking about the hormones, and she mentioned Big Pharma. Big Pharma doesn't teach this because the capillary system does not have any nerve endings. And since the nerve endings are not in the capillaries, drugs produced by Big Pharma don't influence it. So they don't teach it.
Right.
Okay. But the naturopaths begin to understand it, begin to teach it, begin to understand that the natural hormones that or other products, food that we eat, organic food and so forth, nutrition, oxygen, water, which every one of our 100 trillion cells needs, as well as to excrete waste. Every one of our cells need to do that every day, and they can't do that if the blood starts slowing down. And guess what? The blood starts slowing down in our microvessel system naturally as we age, and then it's influenced adversely by stress, toxins, and chemicals, and radiation, as Brandon mentioned before. So all these things cause the blood to slow down to where our circulation rate in our microvessel system, by the time someone is 50 or 60 years old, is 1/10 of what it was when somebody was 20 and healthy. And I say 20 and healthy because we have many people, as Dr. Jenny pointed out, with 300 children being treated by her that are 13 and under. Many people have many, many issues. And there's a lot of reasons for that beyond the scope of this program to go into all those reasons. But as Brandon mentioned, I'd like everyone to call into the radio show, get my contact information. We have tons of information available for people to do their due diligence. So as a very brief recommendation, go to YouTube, type in Beamer, B-E-M-E-R, and you'll probably be able to spend the next 3 to 5 days looking at the videos there with great testimonials by individuals, by doctors, and many, many specialists. So we have a growing number of specialists, including cardiologists, neuroscientists, naturopaths, and more around the world, and particularly in the U.S., are becoming aware that guess what? We need to improve the circulation of blood in the body. So what I talk about is this is not the be-all, end-all. You have to eat right. You have to take the right nutrition. You have to drink the right water. You have to, and if you have the perfect health and diet system, perfect, including exercise, there's one thing that's going to discount and dismiss all of it, and that's your mindset.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That's the 10 things we're going to talk about as well to improve the mental health. Dr. Jenny, your reaction to that? I mean, Steve's, this product is, NASA's using it. A lot of football teams are using it. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does. So exactly, tell me about the technology and how it works.
Okay, the technology is a sophisticated signal that was developed in about right around 1996, 97, and 3 scientists in 1998 that won the Nobel Prize for Medicine identified the mechanism that caused the blood to flow through the capillary system or the microvessel system. And that mechanism, when combined with the signal, because the signal was, they were able to see through a very specialized device built at the Institute of Microcirculation in Germany, they could see real time the blood flow in the capillary system for the first time. And it was one of the only systems up until recently that could do that. So Beamer could tell through trial and error with the signal that it was influencing the blood flow or it wasn't. And so the first Beamer was produced in 1998. It's a privately held company in Liechtenstein. It's manufactured there. And at that time, the influence of being on the mat was 1 hour. By 2003, I think it was 4 hours. And 2007, it now is where it is at today. So 8 minutes in the morning, 8 minutes at night influences the circulation in the body by 12 to 16 hours. And it's cumulative. So someone who is 70 years old can literally expect their circulation system to restore to the rate it was when they were healthy 20. Now, think about how that ties into your focus on
hormone therapy, fixing the biology and the biochemistry.
Anti-aging.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
part of an anti-aging.
It's the ultimate, in our view, it's the ultimate anti-aging device.
And everybody can have improved circulation.
Totally.
People, everything is inflammation.
So exactly.
And it looks just like a mat.
Yeah.
Is that what it?
Yeah.
What I was looking
at?
At?
It's about as tall as I am, 6'2".
Okay, so you put that mat on the couch, on a chair.
On a couch, on a floor, on a bed.
Yeah. Do you have to sit upright or?
You can.
Or can you lay down?
If it's on a land, where I have my Beamer, I have it on top of my mattress pad because by now I'm sleeping on it. We have a sleep cycle, patented sleep cycle, that facilitates the body to go into REM sleep, which is amazing because that's when regeneration of the brain and the organs take place. So people with chronic metabolic disease cannot get better unless they go into REM sleep. And guess what? All the pharmaceuticals and all the treatments that they're getting prevent them from going into REM sleep. So you can see the dilemma.
Oh yeah, you have all these statin medications. And then they're taking, if someone's taking vitamin D at night right before bed, it inhibits melatonin,
number one
so
drug
they can't sleep.
category in the United States is statins. Number 2 is Viagra. And guess what? It's all circulation.
All of it. Blocks PDE5 enzymes.
Talk about that, Doc. Talk about that for a minute. The statins. That's the number one thing that I've always been prescribed is, you've got high cholesterol here. Let's throw you on some Lipitor, some Crestor, all the different Zocors. What's
the pill,
going on
the
there?
lisinoprils, and But all of these big pharmaceuticals, again, they're mimicking something chemically that's happening in your body, and with that comes a price. So I call it Band-Aids for boo-boo. So Lipitor, the Crestor, the lisinopril, the enalapril, all of these are just a Band-Aid for a boo-boo. And what it's doing, a majority of the time, someone's on it for a month, 2 months, and then they come in and what do you have for muscle spasms? What do you do? I'm cramping in my leg. And I'm looking, the first questions that my pharmacist or I would ask is like, well, are you on a statin? I'm like, well, that's a weird question to ask. Well, that's one of the black box warnings. It's actually eating up your electrolytes, all of your trace elements. It's blocking the metabolism of that. So here you are, if you're depleting your electrolytes, then you're going to have all sorts of central nervous system damage. You're going to have misfiring spark plugs, I'd like to say, because the electrolytes really help you with energy, really helps you with, someone that maybe they're getting some pulmonary issues, hiccups, esophageal, problems like the, the GERD. And also the acid reflux from the statins. So they're getting some of that, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm taking something it's degenerating their cells a little bit more. It's just causing just a little bit more inflammation. And a lot of the doctors, they don't have time, to actually educate the consumer when they come to the office. I feel sorry for the doctors, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're put in the position where they have to be, prescribing, or they're in a position of that. And that's, the system that we're in. That's where, let's talk about that a little bit when we come back. And on the other side of this break, we're also going to talk about the 10 things you can do to improve your mental health and live a healthy, happy life, and attract success and prosperity in your life. Live a healthier life here on the Quarterback Show. We're helping you win in any marketplace, making you just a bit more street smart out there. And Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
Don't forget, Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Visit realestateradiotampa.com or text the word VALUE to their consumer advocacy hotline at 813-917-1894. Call Brandon today, 813-917-1894.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here. Brandon Rhymes, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty. This segment is brought to you by the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the Maids Cleaning Service. They are referred for a reason. And we're back here in studio live from iHeartRadio, beautiful South Tampa, Florida. Weekdays, 8 a.m. right here, your drive time on 1250 Winds, WHNZ. Syndicated as well on the weekends on a large FM station. We also have our TV show as well on WeBeam TV. And we'd love to engage you. A couple ways to engage us. 813-917-1894.
Welcome to my house.
813-917-1894 is our hotline. We would love to hear from you.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
And also consumerqb.com. That's our website, blog site, a plethora of information. You can see links to all of our expert contributors. So everyone that you're listening to today, if you're listening on the drive time or maybe you're on the iHeart app, you can listen. You can see the links to their expert contributors cards right on our website there. Just click on the expert contributors tab. And let's jump right back into this great content. 10 things that you can do to improve your mental health. Let's just go around the horn here. Let's see if we can guess these things. So 10 things you can do to improve your mental health. Let's see. Let's start here to my left. Dr. Jenny, 10 things you can do to improve your mental health.
So I would say water, exercising.
Okay.
Definitely diet, meditation, and prayer.
That's a good one. That's
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm getting them. Should I list
you
them
got
all?
a couple there. Let's Steve, go ahead. What's something that you can guess here?
Journaling your self-development resources, so
Yeah.
whatever that is.
Okay.
That would be a big one. Certainly getting the right rest, sleep, going into a deep sleep pattern, very important.
Yep.
Very important.
I like the REM sleep that you're talking about.
and diet, water, organic foods, non-GMO, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
And
All right.
identifying who's around you that gives negative energy.
Right.
Toxic people.
That's a big
Toxic
Yeah.
people.
one. Your influences, yeah.
Flush 'em.
That totally influence, yeah.
Jane, do you want to weigh in on that? Top
Um,
10 things you can do to improve your mental health?
Proper nutrition, energy, and like the mountains, the beach,
Getting
water.
touched.
Massage therapy.
Massage.
Yeah, being touched.
Herbal
So we got
Being
the top
touched,
10.
yeah.
So they gave us a top 10 here. It says,
Somebody touch me.
so number 10, get help
careful.
when you need it. It says number 9 is alcohol. Avoid alcohol and drugs. And
Why?
break up the monotony. Yeah, within moderation.
Within
Set realistic goals. And I think that's a good one, too. A lot of times people, they overestimate what they can do in a year, and they underestimate what they can do in 5 years. You know, sometimes I think about the Chinese bamboo tree. You know, you've heard that story about how it breaks through the ground and bursts over 80 feet after 6 weeks. But, so setting those realistic goals, I think a lot of times people, especially entrepreneurs, business owners, they want it to happen too fast, especially with this society we're in, with this instant gratification. So set realistic goals. Think about it as a ladder. That's a good acronym I've heard is when you have a ladder, each goal is going to be that next step up. And then the top of the ladder is the ultimate, in that line. Number 6, quiet your mind. That's something that, I need to do a little bit more of, the meditation and that type of thing. My fiance went to a retreat, and she did a 4-hour meditation with some of the masters in that world of pranic healing and that type of thing. And I kind of sometimes joke about it. It's like, wow, that's like the opposite of me. That's so hard for me to think about sitting still
Really?
for 4 hours. But that's, hey,
It's
man,
hard.
my hat's off to them for doing that. All right, learn how to deal with stress. That's definitely a good one. Give yourself volunteer time, help others. That's a great one that we talk about. We've had Jarek Robbins on the show, Tony Robbins, and a lot of the morals they talk about. Surround yourself with good people. To the point you made there. Surrounding yourself. And number 2, take care of your body, eat nutritious meals, get massage, that type of thing. And then number 1 is value yourself. The positive self-image. The positive self-image is so pertinent. In the law of correspondence is what that is. It's actually, as within. So as you think about yourself on the inside, so without, in the way that you are on the outside. So that's the way you reflect outside.
And sometimes a deficiency can inhibit your perception of yourself. So deficiency in hormones, like the testosterone and the growth hormone.
Yeah, and sometimes even a perceived deficiency. It may not, you may not have it, but you might think it.
Right, yeah.
And then as you think about these thoughts over and over, it turns into, it starts off as a real thin strand. And then a lot of times people say, oh, well, when they're talking about programming the RAS, the reticular activation system in the brain, the subconscious mind, a lot of times people, they say things like, oh, I can't dance, or I'm a klutz, or I always do that. I hate when I do that. They say all these negative things. And when they say it once, it's this thin strand. And then you say it twice, it grows. And then now after saying it years and years and years, it turns into this huge cable. Now it's a bad habit to break. So the mental health is such a key component of your overall prosperity and success and living a happy, healthy life.
A big one, Brandon, is for me, is recognizing what I don't have any control over, but what I resist. So the whole idea, what you resist persists.
Right.
And if you don't focus on it, it fades away, particularly if you can't control it.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that.
Yeah, what my husband and I, maybe I shouldn't share this, but like when you
do.
feel,
There we go.
so when we get like super stressed out, we'll go inside, our car, we'll lock ourselves in a car, and then we'll scream as loud as we can, like to each other, just go at the top, and then by the end we're like holding it out, and we just start laughing and laughing and laughing, and it's so therapeutic.
Right.
Really, because sometimes it's like, I think that's why sometimes roller coasters are a good idea, because it helps you to release some tension. You get an opportunity to scream. So I tell people, go to a theme park, get scared a little bit.
Yeah, do something different. Do something that you haven't done before. Do something you haven't done in a while. Just within reason, right? But let's jump into our lightning round. All right, lightning round is top tips, things to do, things to avoid. Let's start right here, Jayne. What's some tips for our listeners out there? Top tips, things to do, things to avoid.
Things to do, get a massage.
There you go. Yeah. Book now. And it's mobile, so there's no excuse. So that you go to them.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
Anything you need on there.
Awesome. Got the mobile table and everything. Awesome. Home business, office. Awesome. All right, Steve. Top tips, things to do, things to avoid.
Major tip would be to attend one of our local presentations in the Clearwater Market. I'm hosting them, and they're beginning April 13th at 6:30 p.m. So call into the radio show, and I'll send you all the details, and I'm buying tickets for the first 10 people who do that.
Okay, cool. 813-917-1894. That's our consumer hotline, 917-1894. And Dr. Jenny, top tips, things to do, things to avoid.
Number one, I would say if you're on big pharmaceuticals and want to get off of them and start actually healing your body, give me a call, AgeVital Pharmacies in Sarasota, Florida. We're very soon going to be opening one up here in the Tampa area, but we are a national pharmacy. We're everywhere. Top things, try to exercise at least twice a week, even if it's only for 10 minutes. Consistency is key. Eat organic. Just because something says it's organic doesn't mean it's organic to your body. So that's a word that's very loosely thrown out there that I like to convey to people. So what I look for is non-GMO. That's probably the big one, not a genetically modified organism. So, because formaldehyde's organic, but you don't want to take formaldehyde or cyanide. And there's lots of preservatives. Even in organic food, it says organic, salmon, and then it says as a preservative, it has formaldehyde in there. It's like, oh my gosh, that's so gross. So be cautious. Read the labels. Look for that non-GMO sticker. Get at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep. So try. If you can't sleep, give me a call. I have a powder called L-glycine. Helps you to REM sleep. What it does, it helps you produce all those feel-good neurotransmitters like melatonin, 5-HIA, and GABA. So those are all the chemicals that tell you to REM and go to sleep and to shut your brain off. What else?
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I like that too. And back to the organic, and you think about it too. And people that want to think about the budget, and that's where it comes in. But what I've heard, and it makes sense to me is when you buy certain things organic, like if you're going to have blueberries, raspberries, something along that line, that's a fruit that has a thin layer of skin, then that's more important to buy as an organic. However, if you buy bananas, you're going to peel that major layer off. That might be something that you could save the money on. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. And another way of noticing, I always support like the local farmers. I'm sure, wherever you are, you have farmers, and they're always, not using any of the pesticide. They're growing things, that are not genetic. I'm always downtown Sarasota, and I buy, like 10 tomatoes for $2 as opposed to going to the grocery store and buying.
We have a chicken farmer in Sarasota that's using the Beamer water for their chickens, and the productions went up like 100%.
Wow.
Beamer water?
Yeah.
Beamer water. Huh. Yeah, what you do is you take a glass jug and one of our accessories that comes with it, you wrap the accessory around the jug and you turn on the system and you beam the water. So what happens is the benefit of the signal gets into the water further hydrates, and you get the signal when you drink the water. If you're not sure that it's working, take that water and put it on a plant that's never had that water.
Yeah.
When I did that, the plant doubled in size in a week. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's neat. That's something I'm helping my daughter with with a science fair project. She wanted to do a tomato plant where you put it the opposite kind of, you put it in a microwave.
Oh.
And you pour it on a sample, like a seedling sample.
Yeah.
So I'm helping her with that because I heard that from Jarek Robbins as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome. Hey, great show today. Lots of great content. Please engage us at our website, consumerqb.com, 813-917-1894 if you want any more information from our expert contributors here in studio. And also, please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Something as simple as packing up leftover food you may have, carrying it with you to and from your commute to work, handing it to that person that you see in need. Also, you can take time, volunteer, take time out of your schedule, maybe visit a nursing home, say hello to someone in there, and just ask them about things that have happened in their life, and be a force for good out there. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Don't forget, Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Visit realestateradiotampa.com or text the word VALUE to their consumer advocacy hotline at 813-917-1894. Call Brandon today, 813-917-1894.